Hola, hola. My name is Ramon, cosmetic chemist, product developer, lover of sunscreens. I love shopping at Sephora, and so I'm always looking at what sunscreens I see at Sephora, especially ones that I'm caught off guard by. I was at the Sephora on 34th in New York back in June, I believe. Right when I was walking to pay, I turn and I see on an end cap, Isle of Paradise had launched a couple sunscreens. So I bought these to try them out, and here we are to talk about them. Isle of Paradise, if you're not aware, is a brand that primarily deals with more like self-tanner based products, but you see it a lot with these self-tanner based products. They want to promote good sun safety. The idea is use fake tan to get that bronze look without the sun damage, but always protect your skin as well. Bondi Sands does this as well. So I was really excited to see this from them because I don't think Isle of Paradise had a sunscreen before, at least I never tried one. So I bought both of these. I have the Daily Defense Face Fluid SPF 50, as well as the SPF 50 Daily Defense Mist. I'm gonna start with the face fluid first. As with all my chemical sunscreen reviews, I do my 6Fs rubric where I talk about the feel, finish, filters, formulation, foundation, wear, and fragrance. And I always have the timestamps down below as well. So whatever part of the video you want to see, you can always fast forward to. And before we get into the full review, I always like to look at the marketing. So let's look at the Sephora website. So they say this is a daily ultra sheer broad spectrum sunscreen with zero white cast that is non-greasy and fast absorbing with a natural radiant finish. The main ingredient callouts they give here are niacinamide, cica or centella, as well as biome boosting complex, which they say helps nourish and strengthen the skin. They further that by saying it is a lightweight ultra sheer protection from UVA and UVB rays that dries down quickly for a radiant finish without a white cast, infused with, again, those same actives I just mentioned, supports skin biome, fight free radicals, and it suits all skin types. So then getting into the full review of this, with the application footage, getting into the feel and finish, you can see this is a very, very low viscosity, very thin texture, milky sunscreen emulsion. The minute it goes on my face, it starts to run down, but then the rub-in for it is very easy. There's a few of these low viscosity, milky sunscreens that came out at Sephora, and part of me wonders, are they from the same manufacturer? Because I see a little bit of specific overlap in both textures, claims, and certain ingredients, which to me, it's kind of like the whole Kolmar Korean sunscreen thing. You can always clock a Kolmar sunscreen because there's a very specific sequence of ingredients, right? In like the first 5 to 10, where you're like, okay, no, that's Kolmar. With these, it's less exactly that concept, but it's super, super similar. And you come to find out in the US, there's a lot of manufacturer overlap, as big as the US is. But anyways, as you rub it in, it's very easy to rub in. It's very thin, very lightweight. So you can see it melts in. The feel of it is it's lightweight on the skin. It's a little bit emolliency. I feel like it is a little bit, actually spoiler, I actually have it on my face right now. I've had it on now for 5 hours. No blotting, no powdering. It's not matte. But they also don't say it's matte in the first place either, but they do throw out non-greasy. And that's where I'm like, it's not the most elegant texture to me. So when they say non-greasy, I don't exactly agree with that, but then they say it's a natural radiant finish. It leans more radiant to natural to me, but I have oily skin. So if you have more dry skin and you like a radiant texture, this could be great for you. It is lightweight, spreads and sets very quickly and very easily. It is glowy, a little bit emollient-y. Looking at the filters, this is an American sunscreen. This uses avobenzone, homosalate, octosalate, and octocrylene for that SPF 50 broad spectrum protection. No specific PA rating or anything. And I don't believe this is sold anywhere else outside of the US market, so I can't actually attribute an international UVA rating for this either. Formulation wise though, alcohol and fragrance free, not water resistant. It does feature niacinamide, it has centella. It has the specific algae extract that you can get astaxanthin from that I've seen in a couple other sunscreens. I know in specific complexes, they do promote that extract or that complex as helping to boost skin's defenses or protection from UVA rays. So part of me is thinking that that's either there for some antioxidant protection, but also to support the broad spectrumness of the sunscreen and formula itself. The thing is with that specific extract, there's a bunch of different complexes that feature it that some of the marketing varies very, very slightly. With the First Aid Beauty one, I knew exactly which one that was. With this one, I don't know if it's strictly more for the astaxanthin antioxidant benefit or if it's in a complex, again, to support UVA broad spectrum protection factors. A few other extracts though, there's neem leaf extract in here. The fuck is that? Pomegranate seed extract, fructooligosaccharides for hydration, cottonseed extract. The thing is they don't make a lot of claims as to what those are supporting in the formulation. So beyond potential antioxidant benefits, I can't really say much. They really just say, oh, you know what? It's probably part of the biome boosting complex. That's what those are. So not a crazy formulation, but I think you get a nice all-in-one moment here if you like an all-in-one product. Again, more oily skin, lazy routine in the morning, antioxidants, skin soothers, moisturizing benefits, sun protection. It's a sunscreen after all. Foundation wear, this preps nicely for makeup. I had no issues with this underneath makeup. It's just it's glowier again, but I don't think that was necessarily a drawback to when I wore makeup makeup with this. No pilling. Again, no white cast as well. There's nothing in this that would cause a white cast. And then fragrance-wise, this is fragrance-free and it smells very lightly of sunscreen, but I don't think anything too crazy. At one point though, I was putting it on and something in it smelled very similar to like when you're putting on plumping lip glosses, the capsaicin moment. So I'm like, oh, what are the extracts in there is giving it that feel. So yeah, I have this on my face. You can see right now, I'm very glowy. I would powder this down to give it more of a matte finish. I think it was an interesting texture and user experience, but again, compared to some of the other options at Sephora, I might lean more towards those formulations if the finish is going to be the same. It's 50 ml for $33. It's not the cheapest option at Sephora either, so unless you're very brand loyal, you like this packaging. With the packaging is very cute. There's nothing in this formulation to me that's very much like, you need to get this. Now getting onto this mist, I'm not going to dedicate a whole other half of this video to the mist. I can talk about it very easily. And before you get buck wild in the comments, to preface the mist, people are going to use the products they want to use. I think obviously this is not the best method for reapplication, just due to the fact that LabMuffin's done content on this talking about when you spray this, especially if you're outdoors, you're not ensuring and guaranteeing that everything that's coming out of this is landing on your face. I'm more of a fan of actual like mist as opposed to like little aerosols like this. And when I do it in a means where my face is saturated. So at least that ensures I have a lot of product on my face. But also, while I'm a scientist in this, I'm also a consumer first and foremost. I've worked with developing for brands, and I've done that with the aspect of, I know a person is going to use this, and with a background in MPD and commercialization, like the consumer aspect of things is a lot more prevalent to me. So fundamentally, you can say all these things about it's not the most effective means of reapplication. It's not a super effective method of sunscreen. If it's going to get someone to reapply sunscreen, I'm going to recommend it. Point blank period. And that's my perspective as, again, I worked in retail and beauty. I see what people want. People are going to go for what's easy for them. And especially if you're wearing makeup, a spray like this, it's convenient. It works for them. That's why I bought this, to try and see what it's like, the texture and the finish and how it sprays, just to show you guys the best way to do it. It's a really fine mist. That's what it looks like on the hand. It smells delicious. That's the one thing. This has no scent. This smells so good. It smells tropical, coconutty, a little vanilla cake frosting to me. Like the Sol de Janeiro, the Boom Boom Purple, the Spider Cream, like that. I'm getting to the face mist now. They also have a body mist too, but I just wanted the face one. Lightweight broad spectrum face mist. They can wear over makeup for a smudge-free reapplication. Similar ingredient callouts to the face fluid. UV filters in this, different combination. You have avobenzone, octosalate, octocrylene, but it's still SPF 50 broad spectrum. The positives of this, it smells delicious. I also, if you're looking at the mist just a little bit more objectively and not thinking of it as this is an aerosol sunscreen mist, it's such a nice fine mist. So like skincare in this would hit. Now the cons. This is, it's 59 ml, 2 fluid ounces. This retails for $31, although it's out of stock at Sephora. Don't know if that's permanent or what. I bought this back in June. And then just to show you guys, I'm gonna do this on camera. I did not weigh and measure in time and like do anything scientific. I'm just wetting my face right now with this just to show you guys. So you can see this is what my face looks like. Actually, let me give it a little bit of a fair shot. Just to show you guys and give it a fair shot, I'm going to blot real quick, take some of the shine from the face fluid off. I'm gonna do this for like 5 to 8 seconds. Just 3 seconds. Oh my God. Oh. Oh my God, it burns my nose. Oh, so it's not getting into my eye, but I feel a lot of heat around my eye area right now. So I feel like I'm dying, but the air around me smells so good right now. I have to blot my eye because it's already starting to hurt, and I'm scared I open my eyes, it's gonna get directly in them. Oh, yeah, okay. The things I do for you guys. So that's what happens. And that's the thing is, I will say actually reapplying it, I'm like, oh, the mist is actually, instead of being a very like mist, the mist is very like flat. So like when you're doing this, it kind of feels like it's like painting, like people who do the aerosol painters, it feels like that. So maybe the application from this actually could be a little bit better than the standard aerosol. But you can see I'm shiny. It's all up in my hair right now. I'm shiny and it runs into my eyes. And if you follow me, you know sunscreens do not burn my eyes very easily. I did this once before I went out to get drinks with my family. I spent the entire night crying. It was just running into my eye. Nothing I did would get it to stop. And I think I did even less of a thorough application at that point. I just wanted to like test it out and see like what the finish would look like. But especially if you do it like I just did. I'm in an enclosed room right now. I mean, there's not great ventilation in here either, but it was a noxious cloud of sunscreen fumes. Is there any alcohol in this? I'm not seeing any alcohol in this part. If something feels very alcohol laden in this, and again, inhaling the fumes, it really did feel like I was just inhaling like ethanol air. I'm like not entirely sure if the inky on these websites is accurate. Anyways, it's not a good experience, minus the smell. So that being said, I don't recommend this either. As a room spray though, it would eat. Okay, maybe if you have dry skin, you don't mind the glow. And again, once you let it set, you powder it down. It could somewhat be beneficial in that regard. Cover your eyes so you don't deal with what I just dealt with. But it's just a little bit of a learning curve to make it useful and actually work well, which for $31 is a little bit of a, is that worth it? They do have a body version of this mist, obviously bigger packaging. And I feel like if it smells exact same on the body, kind of a different story. But all that being said, the Isle of Paradise Daily Defense Fluid, as well as the Daily Defense Face Mist, do I recommend them? Not necessarily. They're over $30 for about 50, 60 ml for the mist. Having oily skin, both products are more glowy than I would like. The fluid, it's workable and manageable, I think, but again, it's $33. If this had the scent of this, it would be a very different story because I love a sensory experience. To me, that's worth it, but it doesn't have that, and therefore I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's just a regular sunscreen. Others at Sephora do something very, very similar, comparable price point, and again, it's not water resistant at all either. But let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on the Isle of Paradise sunscreens if you use them. Also, I mean, just save someone's life. Is there a sunscreen mist that you really, really enjoy for application over makeup that doesn't burn the eyes and doesn't leave the skin glowy? Sign off in the comments to help each other out, please. But all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so that you know when I post more skincare, beauty, and sunscreen related content on my channel. Give the video a thumbs up, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye.